What's up, guys? It's Crypto Clay here, and today I have a very exciting message. For those of you that have been watching my channel for a long time, you know that in the past I said the only way that cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology could ever reach mass adoption was if famous people and wealthy people started talking about these things, talking about the technology itself, implementing it in their own lives, and eventually it would catch on to the masses. So I have some really exciting news today that I was reading about, and the person that I'm talking about today is actually Mark Zuckerberg, one of the richest people in the world and the founder of Facebook. So pretty sure anybody that's watching this video right now knows exactly who I'm talking about because he's affected your life in some way or another. Now, you might not be on Facebook, you might not have an account, but you know people around you that do, and it is the fastest growing social media platform in the world. It has the most people on a single platform than any other thing in the world, and so it's very, very influential. And so I wanted to say all of that so that I could tell you about a message that he published today on Facebook itself, and I want to read it to you guys. And after I'm done reading it, I'm going to say a few pieces of information that I'm currently feeling about it, and then I would love to hear from you guys afterwards in comments and, questions that you might have. So let's just go ahead and get started, and I'm going to read this off to you guys, and then I'm going to say my piece. This is Mark Zuckerberg, guys. He said, "Every year I take on a personal challenge to learn something new. I visited every U.S. state, run 365 miles, built an AI for my home, read 25 books, and learned Mandarin. I started doing these challenges in 2009. That first year, the economy was in a deep recession and Facebook was not yet profitable. We needed to get serious about making sure Facebook had a sustainable business model. It was a serious year, and I wore a tie every day as a reminder. Today feels a lot like that first year. The world feels anxious and divided, and Facebook has a lot of work to do. Whether it's protecting our community from abuse and hate, defending against interference by nation states, or making sure that time spent on Facebook is time well spent. My personal challenge for 2018 is to focus on fixing these important issues. We won't prevent all mistakes or abuse, but we currently make too many errors enforcing our policies and preventing misuse of our tools. If we're successful this year, then we'll end 2018 on a much better trajectory. This may not seem like a personal challenge on its face, but I think I'll learn more by focusing intensely on these issues than I would by doing something completely separate. These issues touch on questions of history, civics, political philosophy, media, government, and of course technology. I'm looking forward to bringing groups of experts together to discuss and help work through these topics. For example, one of the most interesting questions in technology right now is about centralization versus decentralization. A lot of us got into technology because we believe it can be a decentralizing force that puts more power in people's hands. The first 4 words of Facebook's mission have always been, "Give people the power." Back in the 1990s and 2000s, most people believed technology would be a decentralizing force. But today, many people have lost faith in that promise. With the rise of a small number of big tech companies and governments using technology to watch their citizens, many people now believe technology only centralizes power rather than decentralizes it. There are important countertrends to this, like encryption and cryptocurrency, that take power from centralized systems and put it back into people's hands. But they come with the risk of being harder to control. I'm interested to go deeper and study the positive and negative aspects of these technologies and how best to use them in our services. This will be a serious year of self-improvement, and I'm looking forward to learning from working to fix our issues together. So he might not have said very much about cryptocurrencies themselves, and you kind of have to read between the lines here, but essentially what he's saying is there is currently a battle going on right now between centralization and decentralization. For those that are on the aisle of centralization, it's usually the big banks and corporations and governments that are wanting centralization of everything. And on the other side of the aisle, it's the people that are wanting power back in their own hands for decentralization. And it's incredible that such a huge figure like Mark Zuckerberg can understand this and write something so incredible about it. And, most people in his position probably wouldn't take a stance on something like this. They probably wouldn't care. But Mark Zuckerberg created something for the people. Facebook was supposed to be a means for people to congregate and share experiences with one another. So he understood that very early on whenever he created Facebook. And he's a technologist, he builds things on technology. He was a programmer. That's exactly what he was. And so he's a very brilliant mind, and for him to be able to come out and say these things about decentralization versus centralization, it's a very, very great step in the right direction. And I hope that he does continue to do research on this in the year of 2018. I hope that he comes to the conclusion that most of us in cryptocurrencies have come to, that we need to have the power of our money in our own hands, because at the end of the day, centralized entities are always going to corrupt and, expand and try to manipulate, whereas, the people just want freedom to do what they want with their own choices. So I hope that he comes to that conclusion after doing research on these things. It is incredible for him to see, or it's incredible to see him put the word cryptocurrency and decentralization in the same context. I really love this piece that he wrote, and I hope that this reaches the masses. I hope that people see this and start to wonder, hey, maybe that's something that I should be doing some research on as well, because this is a huge topic. What is decentralization? Many people don't even know what decentralization is. Many people don't know what cryptocurrencies are. Many people don't even know that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are the same thing. If I were to say the word blockchain into a crowd of 100 people, 100 random people, probably only like 5 of them would know what blockchain is, and they might say, oh, Bitcoin. But would they actually know what a blockchain is? Would they know what the technology is behind a blockchain? Probably not. So we're still in the very infancy of this technology, and to have somebody like Mark Zuckerberg come out and talk about it is a very, very big deal. And so I am very excited about this post that he made, and I hope that you guys are too. I know that a lot of people want to keep this community that we have small, but, in order for us to grow as a community, we have to have leaders like this in the world to talk about it and speak up about it. So I would love to know your opinions on this new development. I would love to take any questions that you guys might have about this. Obviously, I'm not Mark Zuckerberg. I can't speak for him. However, if you have questions about anything that he might have said or anything that I might have said, feel free to ask in the comments section below. I was going to make another video today about something, but this just blew that video out of the water, and so I wanted to get this out as quickly as possible to you guys, and hopefully this reaches as many people as possible. That's going to be it for today though. Crypto Clay out.